Harassment and Conflict on Council, LW Consulting. Overview. Why am I taking this course? What am I supposed to do with all of this information? How can I prove I know it? Examples of conflict on council. Reasons for conflict on council. Methods to resolve conflict. Ways to avoid conflict. Conclusion. Examples of conflict on council. Crucial situations. Opposing opinions. Strong emotions. High stakes. We can avoid it. Flee. We can attack. Fight. We can handle it effectively. Dialogue. A Newfoundland mayor's clean sweep. A move by a small town council to block Betty Moore from being re-elected backfires spectacularly. Clark's Beach, October 3rd, 2013. Newfoundland's councillors cite insults in response to mayor's disillusion call. Marystown, September 3rd, 2015. Brenda Seymour gets apology from Spaniards Bay Council. Spaniards Bay, January the 26th, 2016. Conflict of interest law causes conflicts as advocates for change. June the 13th, 2016. You can't quit, you're fired. Gander Council votes councillor out of the office despite resignation. Gander, April the 12th, 2017. Questions and conflict of interest addressed. The Lewisport Town Council could find no resolution to the capital works priority changes that sparked questions and conflict of interest at the April 25th council meeting. Lewisport, September the 29th, 2017. Gander Councillor addresses conflict of interest allegations. Gander, September the 30th, 2017. Marystown Town Council is calling on Mayor Sam Sinyard to step aside from his position for violating conflict of interest rules. Marystown, September the 30th, 2017. Carbonear Town Council removes Mayor Frank Butt over 2014 conflict of interest. Carbonear, December 12th, 2017. Frank Butt back as Carbonear Mayor, not in conflict of interest. Judge rules. Carbonear, July 12th, 2018. Newfoundland councillors vote to use taxpayer money to squash social media criticisms. Witless Bay, March 15th, 2018. Wabana Mayor makes long-shot plea for unity as Bell Island besets by controversy. Wabana, March 23rd, 2018. Salmon Cove councillors vacated over conflict of interest. Reimbursement for damages to personal vehicle while doing council work. Salmon Cove, June 1st, 2018. Mass resignation rocks Northern Arm Council. Northern Arm, October the 12th, 2018. Former Spaniards Bay councillor wins case against town. Human Rights Commission, Spaniards Bay, October the 30th, 2018. Wabana councillor opens up about rift that's tearing Bell Island apart. Wabana, January 14th, 2019. Order to be placed on Stephenville mayor and wife not to reside in home. Stephenville, February the 8th, 2019. Stephenville mayor evicted from off-the-grid home after council vote. Stephenville, February 13th, 2019. Conflict of interest regulations ambiguous. Corner Brook's mayor. Corner Brook, February the 27th, 2019. With no end yet in Northern Arm Council rift, provincial government stepping in. Northern Arm, April 9th, 2019. Municipal legislation review announced by government in 2018. Residents, various organizations, MNL and PMA made various recommendations for changes in the Municipalities Act and in conflict of interest. MNL President Tony Keats says there could be a fine line between what is and isn't a conflict of interest. MNL, February the 28th, 2019. Province plans to make conflict of interest training mandatory for municipal councillor. MAE, March 1st, 2019. All these issues arose within the past 3 years, with exception of the first two. It is clear that we have a problem with conflict of interest that must be addressed. Reasons for conflict on council. The reasons why, in the end. There are many reasons for conflict on council, including lack of personal integrity, undermining the decisions of council, increasing your own workload, not trusting fellow councillors or municipal administrators, criticizing new ideas, lack of focus, running for the wrong reasons, what previous councils or municipal administrators did wrong, everything is fair in the game of politics, acting without the facts or due process, running to get rid of a municipal administrator. A lack of fairness in decision making, the thought process that council can do things that are not within their legislative authority, putting individual perspectives above the decision of the council, and the need to be right. Methods to resolve conflict. The model for resolution of conflict. Provide clear, consistent sense of direction. Build a foundation that involves teamwork. Recognize distinct differences in roles of council and municipal administrator. Follow accepted chain of command. Respect role of mayor. Respect your fellow councilors. Support the decisions of council. Respect the municipal administrator. Maintain confidentiality and personal integrity. Maintain a balance in life. Develop and implement a code of conduct policy. Develop and implement a respectful workplace policy. Attend professional development and training. Ways to avoid conflict. Options. Develop a code of conduct. No amendments required to the Municipalities Act. Code of conduct can be made by motion of council. Code should provide for discipline for infractions. Councils in this province have adopted such a code. Training on code should be provided for council and municipal administrator. Develop a respectful workplace policy to be applicable to council and staff. To provide a range of discipline for both council and staff. To provide training for council and staff. To be based on the cycle of respect. The cycle of respect. Respect for others. Acknowledging their potential. Using their abilities well. Creating meaning and purpose. Letting people give their best. Fully recognizing people's contribution. Adopt the policy to engage external third party to investigate all allegations of conflict of interest involving councillors. Provide for due process and procedural fairness. Removes council from investigating allegations of conflict of interest and deciding on the dismissal of a councillor. Adopt a policy to engage external third party to investigate all allegations of conflict of interest involving councillors. Provides greater harmony among councillors. Reduces incidents of conflict among councillors. Currently limited to recommendations to remove a councillor from the office if found to be in conflict. Adopt the policy to engage external third party to investigate all allegations of conflict of interest involving councillors. Current conflict of interest provisions of the Municipalities Act should be changed to provide for a range of penalties and the use of third-party process. Ways to avoid conflict. Proposed changes to the Act. New and improved. Proposed changes to conflict of interest. There has to be a better way. We have a model that works well for decisions on development regulations, appeal boards. Anyone aggrieved by actions of council pertaining to development regulations can appeal such decisions to these appeal boards. Such a process provides an opportunity for both parties to present their positions to an independent body for an unbiased decision. Such decisions are appealable to a court based on a question of law or jurisdiction. There is currently only one penalty for a conflict of interest situation: declare a councillor's seat vacant. Why not create a similar appeal board process for all allegations of a conflict of interest situation? Process removes potential hard feelings from conflict of interest allegations. Process is not handled by council. Provides a range of penalties up to and declaring a councillor's seat vacant based on the allegation. Penalties could include training, suspension, or without remunerations for a number of council meetings, or the councillor's seat declared vacant based on the severity of the conflict of interest infraction. This process will remove a major problem from council and provide an unbiased, independent process for allegations of conflict of interest. This process will remove a major impediment to harmonious relationship within councils. Make conflict of interest training mandatory and adopt a code of conduct for councillors as the Minister of MAE stated on March 1st, 2019. Conclusion. It is okay to disagree, but not okay to disrespect. Respect. Give it to get it. Everyone has the right to be respected and the responsibility to respect others. Quotations. Always treat your employees exactly as you want them to treat your best customers. Stephen R. Covey. From the moment I could even understand what respect was, I knew it was not a choice, but the only option. Carlos Wallace. Respect is a two-way street. If you want to get it, you've got to give it. R.G. Geisch. Remember to treat others as you want them to treat you, because what goes around comes around. Information on LW Consulting. Team of Gerard Lewis, Keith Warren, and Dan Noseworthy provides service related to feasibility studies, municipal organization review, priority setting facilitation strategic planning, commissioner, town plans, property tax assessment, development of policies, procedures and bylaws, recruitment and selection of municipal staff, collective bargaining. Contact information.